Welcome to the fourth episode of East Coast Hour. I'm your host, Chuck Boudreau. Thank you for coming back and being here again with me for this hour of some great East Coast music and some news from around the East Coast area and the music scene itself. This program was designed to provide you with some entertainment, but also to provide the artists with an avenue to share their videos. So thank you for the feedback through your comments and your emails. I'd love to hear from you. You can email me at eastcoasthour@gmail.com. Our first video emerged from the tragic mass shooting here in Nova Scotia. Thank you to Shoebox Studios for allowing us to share this video. Here is Steve MacIntyre and Robyn Chisholm with Too Small a Town on your East Coast Hour with Chuck.
There ain't nothing like a winter's day to ruin the hope of an early spring. Thought the wind might take my breath away, not the news that the day would bring. Turn on my radio, but I had to turn it down. It was just too big a story, too small a town. Though I wish I may, though I wish I might, put a candle in the window for a little ray of light. Nova Scotia cried herself to sleep tonight. Amazing grace is in the air today. There's confusion on the ground. Too many bells are ringing out. It's a low and mournful sound. And every flag in every little town flying at half-mast. We're left searching for the answers to questions no one's asked. Though I wish I may, though I wish I might, put a candle in the window for a little ray of light. Nova Scotia cried herself to sleep tonight. Now the sky is lighting up in red and gold. Heaven's angels come to carry them home. Though I wish I may, though I wish I might, put a candle in the window for a little ray of light. Scotia. Cried herself to sleep tonight, Nova Scotia. Cried herself to sleep tonight.
That was Steve MacIntyre with Robyn Chisholm and Too Small a Town on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau, your host. Well, Cabin Fever with Steve MacIntyre just wrapped up. Some great evenings that were hosted by Steve. He had guests like Aaron McDonald, Jesse Cox, John Hines, Joe H. Henry, Isabella Sampson, Hearts of Kin, Evelyn McRae, Jordan Musician, Buddy McDonald. There was so many, Robert Bouchard. They all took part, and thank you for providing that opportunity. Hosted by Robin Nest Productions and hosted by Steve. Hopefully we'll have some more of those type of events coming up. It was held in Port Hawkesbury. Right now I want to feature an artist who became known to me from a friend of mine, basically identified this next lady to me, basically saying you need to get her on your show. And so we did so. Tidal Wave is the first single from Alana Yorke. She has her album Destroyer, which came out in May through Paperbag Records. It was recorded with the Dream Magic Orchestra. And again, thank you to Shelley for bringing Alana to my attention. Here is Alana Yorke with Tidal Wave on an East Coast Hour with Chuck.
I wanna get to you, baby, I can see right through. You're on the other side, and I'm trying to cross the ocean tide. And I will break your heart. You said that I will break your heart. Then you hit me like a tidal wave. You hit
That was Alana Yorke with Tidal Wave on an East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Well, there's still more to come in this hour that you can look forward to. Videos from T. Thomason as well. Laura Ray is lined up. Peter McGuinness, we'll talk about Peter and some of his other ventures as well. Michelle Ryder is coming around as well. So stay tuned. Each week, I try to bring you a conversation with an East Coast artist to talk about their video, as well to provide some current up-to-date information on what they're up to. Let's check out this week's East Coast Hour Showcase. Giving you an upfront and personal with an East Coast artist. This is your East Coast Hour Showcase with your host, Chuck Boudreau. This week's East Coast Hour Showcase, featuring a song that kind of came to me through some communication that I had with the group. It is the Critchleys, and we're going to feature their song today. Joining me right now is Spencer Critchley and as well Owen Critchley. Gentlemen, welcome to the show.
Oh, such a pleasure, Chuck.
Yes, thanks for having us, Chuck.
No problem at all. Now I'm finding the both of you in two separate areas, two completely separate countries from this perspective right now. Spencer, you're joining us all the way from Monterey Jack in California. Is that correct?
Monterey, California, yeah.
Perfect. And Owen, you're here in Mahone.
Yeah, I'm in Mahone Bay, Nova Scotia.
Nice. Now, the two of you spent some time away. I think Bermuda I saw, maybe some time in Toronto, spent some time here in Nova Scotia, where then eventually, Spencer, you made your way off to California. So kind of what brought you to Nova Scotia to begin with?
Oh, boy. Our family has fairly deep roots in Nova Scotia. Our mother, Molly, was born in Digby and was raised in Amherst. And our father was from Bermuda. Our father, David, was from Bermuda, and they met at Mount Allison University in Sackville, New Brunswick. So there's a really deep connection to Nova Scotia and Eastern Canada. And we ended up living there as kids for a while. We lived in Halifax for a number of years. And then I ended up going to Dalhousie University in Halifax. And then Owen, as he mentioned, is lucky enough to live in Mahone Bay right now. I go back to Nova Scotia every summer for as long as I can and visit Owen and our sisters. And it's just, for both of us, it's just one of our favorite places in the world, if not favorite place in the world.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the two of you have done, besides this venture and this song that we're going to be featuring, you both had a band a little while back called Ace Boy, where you got signed on with one of a publishing company. And how old were you when that all happened?
Oh boy, yeah, that was Warner Chappell Music, based in Toronto, and that was a band we started in Bermuda, and we also added a few Canadian members once we got to Toronto. Let's see, how old were we, Owen? I think I was around 20 in my early mid-20s, and you, how old were you?
I was the first time you took me there. I was 20 on that visit that we made up there as sort of a scouting visit, and then when we moved, I was 21, so that would have made you 25. Yeah, so that's when we
stayed there.
Stayed there for 8 years, I think.
Yeah, we moved there from Bermuda. We worked together for a couple of years in Bermuda, just writing and recording demos and saving all our money, and moved to Toronto and ended up getting signed to Warner Chappell there.
So who was the musical influence that brought you both into the industry?
Oh, gee, I think, Owen, I'll let you take that first, but I'll just introduce it by saying it's so great that there was a lot of overlap between us, but there were also different influences, and the way they came together made a big difference to what we ended up sounding like.
Yeah, Spencer was a guitar player, which I was not at the time. So he was, doing the whole thing with his friends and bands, and learning songs by great guitar players, as all suburban kids tend to do. And I was raised most of my life in Bermuda, which was a little different than the others. Spencer was already. Did you start in high school when you moved down there? You started in high
Yeah, I
school.
was 13 when we moved down there, so
Yeah,
I
so
already had been playing like rock guitar in Canada
right,
before
that's right.
moving there.
That's true. Yeah, and I was still a kid, and so my friends and my memories are all Bermuda based, and so I was into reggae and soul music and all of that stuff. And but Spencer, being my brother, he's making all this noise and literally in the next room with his guitar. So I kind of got this strange pollination of his guitar playing mixed in with my stuff, and we realized that by the time we actually had decent chats with each other as I got older, we realized that we shared a lot of the same interests musically because of, I guess, being just near each other. So yeah, it was a mishmash of all that stuff: guitar and soul and reggae and all that stuff.
So I'm guessing that the distance between the two of you right now, between Nova Scotia and California, probably makes it very difficult for you to get any time together to perform together. So you each kind of have your own individual projects you're working on now.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah, that's right.
So
We've done
Spencer,
a
what are you
bunch
up
of
to?
stuff. Well, boy, how much time do you have? Having trouble
Let's give the
trouble
highlight.
with
The
both of
highlight.
us. Let's try to boil that down. So I moved to California quite a long time ago, and I've done a bunch of stuff in the meantime involving music and interactive media and the internet and journalism and traditional media like TV and stuff. And so it's kind of hard to boil down. One of the most exciting things I did was work with Thomas Dolby, who, your older listeners will remember from the 80s. He did the huge hit, She Blinded Me with Science, and a lot of other really great music. And I got to work with him at his company Beatnik out here in California in Silicon Valley. So I've done a lot of stuff over the years, all different forms of communication, though, whether it's music or other forms of media, and more recently, a lot of political work. So ended up working on both of Barack Obama's presidential campaigns, and I wrote a book about politics a few years ago. So it's been a lot of stuff. But the great thing about working with Owen again is it all sort of really did come out of, not quite out of nowhere, but as a really wonderful surprise when I started working on this song I had started years before, Nova Scotia's Lonely, and played it for Owen, and that he really responded to it, and then ended up making just wonderful contributions to it. And that ended up, after all this wandering that both of us had done, bringing us back together again. But in the meantime, Owen, had been doing all kinds of stuff in Bermuda and in Nova Scotia as well.
Yeah.
Owen?
Yeah. That there's a certain, I like to think there's actually some strange magic involved in Spencer's song, because my mom, who was a bit of a magical person and strange, amazing lady, she was buying me, believe this or not, she was buying me Irish flutes for years, little tin whistles, and I had no idea why. And I go, why do you keep buying me these flutes? And she goes, I know you'll just love it. You'll be so good at it. And I said, this is so left field. And I said, why is she buying me? Anyway, Spencer, and I never played them. I just had them on my shelves, these cute little Irish tin whistles. And then Spencer, tin flutes, and Spencer brought this song, and he said, could you just put a little vocal on that so we could all hear how that might sound with a vocalist on it? And I liked it so much that I started to play with it, and I grabbed one of Mom's many tin whistles that was in the same key that his song was in, and I played the intro, and I said, this is why Mom was buying me these flutes, because it ended up on Spencer's song. And it was just wonderful. And that's sort of how that song went. Everything that either one or both of us thought of just seemed like it had to happen, and it was just waiting for us to figure it out and do it. And everything from the recording of it to the initial writing and arranging of it, it all just seemed like that circumstance was just waiting for us to just complete this thing. So it was very, very special, and hard to explain. It was, of course, nice hanging out with my brother, but it was more than that. It felt meaningful to me. So that was great.
Well, Owen and Spencer, thank you so much for joining me on the show today and for taking part and sharing with the listeners a little bit more, learning about the Critchleys. But now we're going to give them the opportunity to be able to hear your song. So thank you very much for being here.
Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you, Chuck.
This is the Critchleys. It's Owen and Spencer. It's a song called Nova Scotia's Lonely here on East Coast Hour with Chuck.
Acadian bus lines, cold blue dawn, first day of 5 years gone. Think I left the porch light on. Fog embraces Marguerite, a misty seaside memory. Feels like I'm the last to leave Nova Scotia. The crumbling wharf is stony gray, foghorn moans across the bay, Cape Island boats gliding like ghosts from the ocean. Nova Scotia's lonely for her daughters and her sons, washed away like shells from broken shore. Little towns cling to the coast through North Atlantic gales, while their scattered children dream of Nova Scotia. I carry it with me in my mind. It was never really left behind. Just close my eyes and I can find Nova Scotia. The crumbling wharf is stony gray, foghorn moans across the bay, Cape Island boats gliding like ghosts from the ocean. Nova Scotia's lonely for her daughters and her sons, washed away like shells from broken shores. Little towns cling to the coast through North Atlantic gales, while their scattered children dream of Nova Scotia. Nova Scotia's lonely for her daughters and her sons, washed away like shells from broken shores. Little towns cling to the coast through North Atlantic gales, while their scattered children dream of Nova Scotia.
That was the Critchleys with Nova Scotia's Lonely here on an East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Well, we're always looking for East Coast artists who have videos, and I'd love to be able to share those with you. So if you are an East Coast artist with a video that the listeners and viewers would like to see, then I would love to hear from you. You can email your video or send me a link to your video here to have it here on an episode of East Coast Hour. The email address is eastcoasthour@gmail.com. Please remember to click on subscribe at the bottom of your screen and click on the bell to get your alerts when new content has been added to the channel. Let's continue right now with T. Thomason with a live version of Loser on an East Coast Hour with Chuck.
I go blind for your body. That is all I can see. I'm a loser. I'm a loser lover. I'm your wildness, the whites of your eyes. I'm a loser. I'm a loser lover. You can make me cry, make me cry. You can make me cry. You can make me cry, make me cry. You can make me cry. Yeah. Oh, na 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 na. I am not one to play along. I am no good at games. I'm a loser. I'm a loser lover. I'm a loser. I drive you insane. I drive you insane. I drive you, baby. Na 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 na. Your lover, I lose everything, and na 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 at parties, violently aroused. I'm a loser lover. Can I take you home now? I'm a loser lover. Can I take you home?
That was T. Thomason with Loser here on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Well, I'd love to be able to share East Coast events and activities for the artists. And if you're an artist and you have an event that's coming up, a performance that you'd like to promote, I would love to be able to help you out by promoting that. So email it to me, eastcoasthour@gmail.com. Keep me up to date so I can keep the viewers up to date as well. So thank you very much, and let me know if you have something going on. We'll continue right now with Route 19's very own Peter McGuinness. Here's his video, Queen Mary, on an East Coast Hour with Chuck.
Queen Mary, come along for a ride with me. The thoughts on my mind I don't care to see. You settle my nerves just like a rain, and I forget what it feels like to feel pain. Hang the moon up high, and I can hear a song in the way the coyote sings. You're my beautiful thing. I said we can sail away on the ocean in my mind. I'm not worried about tomorrow, 'cause we have time.
That was Peter McGuinness with Queen Mary here on an East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Well, if you visit Peter McGuinness's YouTube channel, you're going to find more than just his music. Peter McGuinness has been doing comic skits for a number of years now, and they are absolutely hilarious. It's all based on a Cape Breton small town, small village, scene where Peter acts out basically, I think, just about all of the characters in his skits. He'll be jumping from one character to another, and he's amazing. So you should go check him out. Peter McGuinness. Check out his YouTube channel for his skits. You'll have some hours of laughter ahead of you. That's Peter McGuinness from his YouTube site, so check him out. This is George Wolfe, known by Lone Wolf. It's a story of a casual romance that's set against the backdrop of Nova Scotia's eastern shore. The music and the lyrics were done by George. Here is George Wolfe with Girl from Sheet Harbor on an East Coast Hour with Chuck.
Guitar down the old number 7 to play for a dance at the Lions Club Hall. The drinks were all flowing and the girls were all dancing. I set my eye on the fairest of all. She said that her husband was out on the ocean pulling the traps. He'd be gone for 5 days. We had some drinks and I sang her a love song. She took off her gold band and tucked it away. I stole the heart of the girl from Sheet Harbor while her husband was out on the cold stormy sea. I broke the heart of the girl from Sheet Harbor. No, it's no safe harbor for me. She gave her love freely and I took advantage. Her scoundrel with a heart made of stone. Sat at the table when I said I was leaving. I left her there crying as I made my way home. I stole the heart of a girl from Sheet Harbor while her husband was out on the cold stormy sea. But I broke the heart of the girl from Sheet Harbor. No, it's no safe harbor for me. Later on down the old number 7, I played once again at the Lions Club Hall. A man walked towards me, his face red with anger. He was the lover of the fairest of all. We fought on the dance floor and I took a beating, as well I deserved for the wrong I had done. I was run out of the town of Sheet Harbor, never to come back, my welcome was gone. I stole the heart of the girl from Sheet Harbor while her husband was out on the cold stormy sea. But I broke the heart of the girl from Sheet Harbor. It's no safe harbor for me. I stole the heart of a girl from Sheet Harbor while her husband was out on the cold stormy sea. I broke the heart of the girl from Sheet Harbor. No, it's no safe harbor for me. It's no safe harbor for me.
That was George Wolfe with Girl from Sheet Harbor on an East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Welcome and thanks for being here. Love to be following along with you, and if you want to follow along with East Coast Hour, we're on social media as well. You can check me out on Instagram, take a look at East Coast Hour, follow me there, and as well on TikTok. Again, same thing, East Coast Hour. And so we share different little videos and upcoming events and activities that are going to be happening here on the show and taking your comments and your suggestions. So please follow us on social media. That's both on Instagram and TikTok. Let's move on to our next video. It's an artist from Newfoundland. It is Chris Kirby. This is Leave of Absence on your East Coast Hour with Chuck.
I'm leaving you, but it's not your fault. I ain't hanging up on you, I'm just answering another call. And I can't tell you how long I will be gone, but I'm asking you, please, won't you leave the light on? 'Cause I'll be coming home. Will you miss me when I'm gone? 'Cause I'm gonna miss you. Be good for me while I am away. Will you wait for me if I promise to come back to you someday? Yeah. Oh, have faith in me, and I won't do you wrong. Yeah. Say a prayer for me, please, and won't you leave miss me when I'm gone? I'll be coming home. 'Cause I'm gonna miss you. I'll be coming home. Will you miss me when I'm gone? I'll be coming home. 'Cause I'm gonna miss you. I'll be coming home. Will you miss me when I'm gone? I'm gonna miss you. I'll be coming home. Will you miss me when I'm gone? 'Cause I'm gonna miss you. Yeah, yeah. Will you miss me when I'm gone? 'Cause I'm gonna miss you. Yeah. Will you miss me when I'm gone? 'Cause I'm gonna miss you.
That was Chris Kirby with Leave of Absence here on an East Coast Hour with me. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Welcome back. Chris Kirby, you can check him out on his website, chriskirbyonline.com. He's a Newfoundland-born, Halifax-based award-winning artist. He's co-written hits for some big names as well. He's co-written some songs for The Trues, from Matt Anderson, The East Pointers, as well, Quote the Raven, and many, many more. He's published through Sound of Pop, and many of Chris's songs have appeared in major television shows, commercials, indie films, and other documentaries. I want to do a big shout out as well to Tim at Sound of Pop for sending various East Coast artists my way over the years. So thank you very much to Tim and your support of the work that I do. And I want to invite you to make some comments on this episode, make some suggestions of how to improve the content, or some suggestions of which East Coast artists that we can feature. So please do so. Go to our YouTube site that you're on now, go down below, click on subscribe, and add a comment. Let me know what you'd like to see maybe on an upcoming episode. Let's continue right along now with Michelle Ryder. Here's her video, Let's Fly, on an East Coast Hour with Chuck.
When I heard you say, what will we do today? I knew what my answer would be. When you turned to me, I knew that you'd agree. We should set ourselves free. Let's hit the open road, lose a heavy load. There's sunshine and things to see. Turn the music on, sing a favorite song, and remember what it feels to be free and flying, like when we were 18. Remember what that felt like, and never trying came so easily. Never we fly. Something in the breeze, color of the trees, fills my mind like a dream. Spread our wings and fly straight across the sky, and remember what it means to be free and flying, like when we were 18. Remember what that felt like, and never trying came so easily. Never we fly. when we were 18. Remember what that felt like, and never trying came so easily. Never we fly.
That was Michelle Ryder with Let's Fly on East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. Well, you can check out more from Michelle Ryder on her Spotify channel. That's Michelle Ryder as a solo on Spotify, Facebook, and Instagram. Or she gets together with a group called Side Hustle, and you can find them as well on Facebook and Instagram. So check her out in both locations. Now, next week, I hope to have a few videos from a recent local charity fundraiser. It's a jam session that took place at the Island Nested Air Shed, all in support of the Angel Fund. So tune in next week, where I hope to have at least a couple of the videos from that show. Let's continue right now with Brad Reed. It's called Haley's BMX Remix, here on an East Coast Hour with Chuck. That was Brad Reed with Haley's BMX remix on an East Coast Hour. I'm Chuck Boudreau. You can connect with Brad on his website at bradreed.ca. That's REID for read.ca. He's also on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Look for either Brad Reed or Brad the Fiddler, and you can check him out there. Now, on next week's show, I'm going to be featuring a video from Brett Matthews. He has a newer song that's out. It's called If I Die Today. Now, I'll tell you, when we play that song and that video, make sure you got some Kleenex handy because it is a bit of a tearjerker. So we'll be playing that video for you next week. As well, going to be hoping to get some more music from Mahogany Hollow as well, Gary Beals, Morgan Toney, and many, many more. I hope you enjoyed the show. Remember to subscribe and make your comments, and see you again on the flip side. And right now, here's Dave Gunning with a live version of Middle Ground with Terra Spencer on an East Coast Hour with Chuck.
We're standing on a bridge. There's smoke on either side. Will they let it burn? Will they let it burn? And there's a story on the wind. It's just as old as time. Is it too late to learn? Too late to learn. And the arguments have hardened, with both sides digging in. There's a price to pay for leaving reason by the wayside. Respect has come and gone for another day, for another day. Can we rise above the noise? Are we willing to try? Can we pull ourselves together across the divide? Will it lead us to a place where peace can be found somewhere between us, on the middle ground? On the middle ground. And underneath the surface, the difference is thin. We're not so far apart, so far apart. Like a line drawn in the sand, till the tide comes rolling in. That's all we are, that's all we are. The salt of the earth, for all that it is worth, can heal anything. So when the voices all go silent, the truth can be heard if we're listening, if we're listening. Can we rise above the noise? Are we willing to try? Can we pull ourselves together across the divide? Will it lead us to a place where peace can be found somewhere between us, on the middle ground, on the middle ground? Rise above the noise. Are we willing to try? Can we pull ourselves together across the divide? Will it lead us to a place where peace can be found somewhere between us, on the middle ground, on the middle ground?
That's my brother, Spencer, and me, Owen, watching him. Fast forward a little bit, and we both became musicians. Spencer first, and then me.
I carry it with me in my mind. It was never really left behind.
Spencer played around town, and eventually, when I became a teenager, so did I. Except by that time, Spencer had gone off to college. I never thought we'd actually work together. But I did send him a couple of songs I was working on at the time, and he said, for the first time, we should work together. And you know what? We got good, and some people started to notice. I hold this memory. But after a little while, Spencer moved to California. He did some pretty cool stuff out there. I stayed back, and I did some pretty cool stuff. I'm slowly sinking down. I don't think I ever admitted to myself how much I missed working together with him. A long time went by. But amazingly, I got these emails from him, and he wanted me to listen to something. And for the second time in our lives, Spencer said, you know what? We should work together. So here's to new chapters and second chances. We're writing and recording again as the Critchleys. And our new release is, let's see, what did Spencer call it? He says, it's a song about leaving a place that you can't leave behind. It's a place we both share, actually. A place we've been bumping into each other in the summers for years. So if you have special places that you've left that you just can't leave behind, I hope you'll listen to it. And if you dream of second chances, I hope you'll listen to it again. I hope it's the kind of song that you feel like you want to share. And if you do, share it. We'll see you soon.
Nova Scotia's lonely for her daughters and her sons, washed away like shells